Well, good afternoon, everybody. How you guys doing today? How's your summer going? Everybody doing great?
Yes.
Fantastic. You guys excited to be here?
Yes.
Well, even if you're not, we're excited to be here, and we're excited that you are here listening to our consulting project right here. We're also excited that Vicky's joined us today. If anybody could give her a round of applause. We'd like to recognize that you took the time out of your day to come.
Yes, thank you.
So, first of all, who here is interested in having a successful future? Raise your hand. You may already have a successful future, but well, that's what we're here to do. Career Services is actually on campus for you to utilize those resources and take the time to focus on your future and every little detail of your future so you can succeed. And they're going to help you as best they can to do that. And we're just here to offer some recommendations, propose a few things that they may be able to improve upon communications-wise, so they can improve their student involvement and their communication with their stakeholders, internal and external, so they can utilize those resources to the best of their ability. First of all, sing out range.
Probably. Yeah.
There you go. I'd like to start off talking about myself a little bit. I'm the CEO of our Schwartz Consulting LLC. My great-grandfather, Gatsby Schwartz, is the founder of this great company. I got my bachelor's in accounting and finance here at the University of West Georgia in this building, which is nice. I bring to the table 10 years of managing and consulting experience with Fortune 500 companies in the metro Atlanta area. So I'm very experienced with consulting, and I'm very excited to see what we can do with Career Services. Secondly, I'd like to introduce Kimmy Coffey. She's our principal. We're very excited to have her on our team, and she contributes a lot. Next, I'd like to introduce Brittany. She's our Chief Talent Officer. She brings a lot to the table as well. As you can see, the 12 years marketing, managing, and consulting experience. She's the newest addition to our team. We're glad to have her here, and she also contributes a lot. Superb. Next, I'd like to introduce Bronwyn. She brings, as you can see, plenty of attributes to the table. She won the Pulitzer Prize, which is unreal, If you won the Pulitzer Prize, why would you be on our consulting team? But we're glad to have her. She's there. She's also been in the Peace Corps for 5 years in Thailand. So, I think that goes to show that she's dedicated to helping other people out. And that's another reason why we have her on our team. Because, when we consult people, we want the department that we're consulting to feel like they're in good hands and to feel that the people that they're working with actually care about their department, which we do, which is great. Lastly, I'd like to introduce Cole. He's been with us. He's our director. He's been with us for 7 years, unfortunately. No, I'm just kidding. He's a great guy. I'd love to have him on our staff. He's a great guy, as you can see. He's a sergeant in the National Guard, probably the smallest sergeant you've ever seen. But he's been hitting the weight room lately, so we'll see how that works out for him. As I go on to talk a little bit more about how we can consult the Career Services Department, we'd like you to keep in mind that the Schwartz is always with you. And I'm going to hand it off to Bronwyn to explain a little bit more about the department. There you go. And our consulting firm.
Okay. Thank you, David. I'm Bronwyn Moran. Nice to meet you guys. I'm glad you guys came to meet us today. Pleasure to have you guys. Schwartz Consulting LLC was established in 1926 in Seattle, Washington, by Gatsby Schwartz right there. That is David Schwartz, the CEO right over there. It's his great-grandpa. Here at Schwartz LLC, we do career consulting, communication consulting with Yale Career Services, Johnny's Pizza, Tyra Banks, AFI, Aromatic Fragrances. Okay. Our mission at Schwartz LLC is to help our clients identify using the highest value opportunities, making lasting, valuable additions to their valuable additions to their company. Our vision is to continue using successful communication strategies created and implemented by Gatsby Schwartz himself that has created so many successful business client relationships from the beginning. One size does not fit all in business communication. This is what Schwartz Consulting LLC believes. Here at Schwartz LLC, we strive to communicate and fit our clients' needs uniquely. Now that I have told you about the background information of Schwartz Consulting LLC, I'm going to hand it over to Kimmy Coffee to tell you the statement of need.
Hello, I'm Kimmy Coffee. After viewing the business processes of career services, we have identified a few areas that we are sure we can improve on to make them a more successful organization overall, with communication both internally and externally, their image, and student awareness and involvement. Okay. Why do external and internal communications matter? An organization needs to communicate to their own department as well as to others outside, and Schwartz Consulting will help communication all throughout the department to have it running at maximum efficiency. But our main focus is the external communications. Communication to students and outside parties will raise awareness and overall improve your department's communication. Career services has some areas that need to run more efficiently. Any department must use its resources to the max to be the most efficient as possible. Technology is an important communication tool that companies need to utilize to be sufficient and connect to their clients. And on the slide, as you can see in this 2012 student involvement study, email is the most important communication to keep students aware and the communication to keep up with everybody. And while 65% is from searching and event marketing, and student involvement is highly successful with technology. Schwartz Consulting LLC will leave career services with the highest satisfaction and the data to prove it. The recommendations we have for career services will be the solution to the organization, making a customized plan for you, while other consulting companies might see you as just another purple piece. One thing these suggestions and topics demonstrate is the importance of external communication as well as internal, which will be handled and taught by Cole Wilford.
Thank you, Kimmy. My name is Cole, and my job was to dissect the communications of a department, in this case, career services. Communications is extremely important in, the size of a department is extremely important to communication. Say you have 100 people, you're not going to get very personal with them. But that's where an advantage with career services comes in. They're very small. Say you need some one-on-one help putting together that resume internally. Well, as communications overall, that's something that they can help you with. Giving you tips on how to do a resume. Let's see here. As far as strengths and weaknesses go, we have a special. Yes. Externally, they need to reaching out is extremely important. Getting on YouTube, all your basic social media profiles that exist today. And Schwartz LLC has a very special formula for which it helps its customers. It only does a very few number of clients at a time. And we have our SWOT analysis. So basically, strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats is what that stands for. Strengths, it assists, like I said earlier, students one-on-one. You need help getting out of your senior year and into the real world. Like I said, creating that resume. Students feel very at home when helped by career services. Weaknesses, basically reaching out, making info easily accessible. It could be a little more streamlined on the website, on the web pages. Yeah, that's about it. The opportunities, well, stream from that, basically reaching out more effectively. You have a campus of 13,000 students available, and every year that's growing. The freshman classes are getting consistently larger. Reaching out to each freshman class will eventually get you a really good base. By the time they're seniors, you've reached the entire university. So freshmen are definitely, starting young, of course. Reaching freshmen, you want to be able to reach them and have them prepared by the time they're seniors. Threats, like I said, being more streamlined on the website. Don't want to become outdated in this extremely growing world. Everything's online these days. And so yeah, you don't want to become outdated. Basically, like I said, our proven formula helps. As you can see, this is from a survey after we helped a particular client in the past who wished not to be named. And as you can see before, basically they were, well, struggling. They called us in, and as you can see, both internally and externally, we brought them up to what could easily be a solid A as they continue to grow. Let me see. Okay, so I think that's about it. Like you see, that we're very effective. Next, I'm going to pass it off to Brittany Wise, who will give the recommendations for how to improve the department.
All right, thanks so much, Paul. Let's see here. Okay, perfect. Yeah.
Swap sides. Come on over here, Cole.
There we go.
Stand right beside me.
All right, guys. Hi, I'm Brittany Wise, the Chief Talent Officer. We'll be going over a few things that we have examined through the career services. We have found strengths, we found weaknesses, as Cole has presented to you already. Now, I do want to compliment, Vicki and the entire staff at Career Services. They are doing an awesome job at all the social media, and they're like Cole said, they have very close knit. I think it's a staff of 12, correct now? Yeah, staff of 12. So that's nice and small. It's very personable. That's a great strength for them. Hopefully, as they grow, because they are growing rapidly, even though they did move to a smaller place. They're growing rapidly, so hopefully they keep that, that close-knit, personable, that good customer service that they have going right now. And Schwartz Consulting will help them do that. So, recommendations that we have. First off is the logo. One of the weaknesses that we found is that they don't really have a strong logo. It's more just a West Georgia thing. Career Services isn't emphasized at all. And they have a few different ones that they use. One of them, says wolves on it and things like that. So I really want to make something that stands out, and that when students see that, they know that it's the Career Services Center. They know, that they recognize that. There's one of them. It's visual, it's colorful, and it's modern. It's appealing to college students. So their logo, we can definitely improve on that a little bit. So accessibility. I have put together a few things here that are all their social media sites that they're on, which is great that they are on all the social media. They're on Facebook, LinkedIn, Twitter. I think really the only one that they're not on right now, 2 of them are Vine and YouTube. I could be wrong. Am I wrong, Vicki?
Nope, you're right.
Okay, all right. So we can help them out, get a little bit more accessible, and use these resources that they're already using to their full potential. So right here, you see a screenshot of their Facebook page. And they have a motivational quote of the day, which is a great idea. I love that idea. But Sports Consulting will come in and we'll definitely put some visuals on there, maybe some pictures, really catch the student's eye. We're all, social media is progressing so much. We went from, Facebook where you write, paragraphs of things, to Twitter, whereas, the minimum, I don't know.
Maximum is 140 characters.
140 characters, there we go. You have that. And then you go on to, Vine, where it's just a short little video clip, no words, no anything, pictures on Instagram. So, we're we're getting down, lower. So we really want to appeal to that too. We want to get some pictures on here. Definitely do some more updates and maybe share on other social media sites. We want to get the University of West Georgia to share career services on posts. We want them to share. We don't want to share theirs anymore. We want them sharing ours. So that's our main goal. We're going to do that for you. All right. So here's our Instagram. Instagram, unfortunately, is going to need a lot of work. Even though it's great. But what I found were there are actually 2 of them. There's 2 of them, and that was a little confusing. Both of them are kind of being updated, but not consistently. And we need some captions. We need some hashtags going on. We need some, get that SEM up. Go on. So we're gonna work on that. We're gonna definitely get that Instagram up for you. We're gonna, we'll improve on that one. Don't worry about it. So we got LinkedIn. LinkedIn was my second favorite social media site of theirs. It is awesome. They have, as you can see right here, they're one of their discussion questions on here. So remember, you need to ask questions during your interview. What are your favorite questions to ask your interviewer? That's an awesome thing, it's an awesome resource to get in on. And if we can get more people on here on LinkedIn, which, like our opportunities were, we have the entire campus that we can reach out to. So if we could get every single student that's on LinkedIn to get on here and participate in these discussions, it's just an incredible resource for them. So that's great. It's also great they can upload their events and things that they've learned on their events as well on LinkedIn. So, but there's not a lot to touch on the LinkedIn. That's an awesome social media site that they're using. Twitter is basically the same as Facebook. So I love the shout outs. They're doing the thanks so-and-so for following me, blah, 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 blah. So yeah, Twitter is basically the same. We need a few more links, to certain things that are going on, maybe helpful events around town even, or, how to make a resume, links like that on there on Twitter, the condensed, here you go check this out, we're here to help. All right, and then, let's see, Pinterest. This was my favorite one. And I'm actually not a huge Pinterest girl, but they've got it going on at Career Services with Pinterest. As you can see, they have so many boards here, all with multiple pins in them. And there's things from what to wear to an interview to infographics of saying, what kind of questions are going to be asked or things like that. So this is great. And I think if we can link this to the other, to the website, to the everything, that will be awesome, and that will definitely get students involved with Career Services even more, because I know it answered some of my questions, and I'm definitely following, and so it's great. We can definitely, go along with that one as well. So, all right, and here's the website. This is just the front little screenshot. I think it's very appealing visually. I love the way that it looks. We all love the way that it looks. And many pictures, and it's colorful, things like that. So I wanted to point out this is their second logo there. And so, we didn't know that because it's not just one set logo. So it goes back to we need to fix the logo. Anyway, so it's very, very visual. I like that. But I wanted to point out, compared to UGA, even though theirs isn't very visually appealing, it does have a feed right there accessible to you that you can tweet right on there from that feed. And you can, all their upcoming events are right there listed for you. They have several events, almost weekly events. Some of them aren't their own, but they still list the events that are around. And I believe they go out and they, sponsor some of them, and they go out and they advertise as well. So anyways, that's what UGA is doing. I think that would be very beneficial. Because on Career Services website, there's only just a few at the bottom that you can click on the little icons to get to the social media sites. So I think that will definitely be a help and definitely get you a lot more traffic. And we can do that for you. That's a simple coding issue there. So as far as events go, you sponsor job fairs here on campus, and you advertise them for off campus at the Cobb Galleria, things like that. And you also have guest speakers, which those two things are awesome. I think those are great, and I've actually been to one of the job fairs recently, actually, and it was great. It was a lot of fun, things like that. We have come up with a few strategic plans for a few recommendations for those as well. So if you had those, the job fair and the guest speaker, if you added something, more, let's say, fun or appealing to the student body, like a career boot camp, or speed networking, kind of a spin-off of speed dating, or like go host a party, go host a pool party and have koozies with career service with somebody out there, a marketing representative, you know, out there really explaining to kids, hey, come on out here, let's do this, or, you know, other students, this, that, and that. And then volunteer work. I know you're all about resumes and, you know, helping build your resume. If there were things that you can sponsor the soup kitchen or anything for volunteer work, and we'll get you hooked up with some volunteer work so we can definitely advertise, hey, you want to spice up your resume? Career Services is going to help you not only, you know, type it out correctly and do the correct format, but we're going to put some extra stuff on there that's really going to help you get that career that you want. All right. So, and on campus at here, University of West Georgia, we have a Wolf Radio. And that's a great tool that we can use. I mean, definitely using the Wolf Radio to advertise. I know they play it around campus. I'm sure we could get on there to do a commercial or some sort of shout out to career services as people are working out in the gym and listening to that Wolf Radio, as well as come out to the career events and come out and, you know, DJ career services or something. As well as Vine. I wanted to touch on Vine. I said that you weren't on YouTube or Vine, and they kind of are intertwined. But you know, Vine is really something that you know, the age group, your target market, are really on right now. So maybe making a Vine contest of who can, you know, make the best Vine content or make the best Vine for career services would be a great idea. Or maybe even you know, just instructionals on how to do a resume in 30 seconds. You know, on that, well, I guess they're like 6-second Vine, sorry. But anyways, it would be fun, and that's something that everybody's on, and it's another social media site that you're able to advertise on. Alrighty, so that's basically what we have for recommendations as of right now. But like I said, we will come up with a custom package just for you, and we will definitely work hard and make sure that career services is, you know, improving on their foot traffic and their communications to the student body. So I'm going to pass it back over to our CEO, David Schwartz, and to conclude us here.
All right. Thank you, Brittany. You did a great job. My entire team, you all did a good job. Thank you very much. In conclusion, you can see a bunch of recommendations that my team has chosen to consult the Career Services Department with. And we think with the implementation of these new recommendations, the Career Service Department will only see an increase in student involvement as well as communication with their stakeholders internally and externally. We'd like to thank you all for being here. We'd like to thank Career Services Department for letting us consult them, and we'd also like to say a very special thank you to Vicki Harden for being here. If we could give her another round of applause. Thank you. Are there any questions, comments, or concerns about our presentation?
How much time and effort do you think will be needed for the recommendations to be put in place?
Well, I do like to stray away from cliches, but I'd like to start off with saying Rome wasn't built in a day. These implementations aren't going to be something that's done overnight. It's something that is not only a solution that's implemented on one day, it's something that's more of a solution, like a process of a solution. So it's something that we're going to be working with the Career Services Department over, you know, the next month, next 2 months, maybe, you know, the next year and a half, and hopefully will increase their communication. Yeah.
Okay, why should we trust your recommendations to improve our department now and into the future?
Well, I don't know if you want me to go. Let's see if we can get back to the slide here. Right here. You can see how efficient with our previous consulting jobs we've been doing. Right here internally, you can see that before we've been at 55%. After the department has consulted our team, the internal communication has skyrocketed to close to a 90%, as well as the external communication down here. The efficiency before we were involved was at about 45%, and here you can see externally after our consulting that it skyrocketed to close to a 90%. So you're sitting before you consult us at a 55 and a 45, and you're almost doubling in productivity and efficiency. So I think that would be an important thing to look at when you're deciding whether or not to have us consult. your department in the future. Thank you.
Any more questions?
You got it?
Yeah.
Yes, go ahead.
Is there any risk come with your recommendations?
Are there any risks?
Yeah.
Anybody else want to please?
None that we can see so far.
I mean, there's money involved, but we don't cost a lot of money.
And just in general, any risk with anything,
Yeah.
there could be downfalls, but
Yeah, there's-
our hope is
Our
to-
payoffs are way higher than the risks that come
Yeah.
with investing in us. So-
With everything that you invest money in, there's going to be liability
Yeah.
sitting there, whether or not what you implement is going to be successful or not. If it's not successful, then you lose money. If it is, then you double your money, and it correlates directly there. So you may implement something that kind of decreases the communication, but in all, you've got to spend money to make money. So with us implementing the solutions, hopefully it'll increase communication between the stakeholders and everything like that. Hopefully you'll have better attendance at the conferences, stuff like that. Everybody will be more informed, and as a whole, the communication will improve, and you'll make your money back with, interest, like with more money. So, any other question?
That's it.
All right.
Yeah, do you have any questions, Vicky? You good?
Sure. All right.